Hello, bestie. Welcome back to Living with Ease. It's just me tonight and Ducky, who hopefully will be quiet. He's doing his silent whining in the crate right now. So hopefully he'll just go. It's 10 p.m. It's time for him to go to bed, but he's confused because the bright lights are on. Anyway, it's just me tonight because I am sick as hell. I woke up on Monday and I thought I just had allergies and was run down because Celia and I had a crazy, not even a crazy weekend. We just kind of drank a lot. And so I was I'm still just hungover and it's allergies. But then that night I took this really long nap. But then that night I went to bed and woke up every 20 minutes coughing like crazy. And then Tuesday I was what the hell, I'm sick. So I was actually supposed to be going home tomorrow to visit my parents for a week. But now I am rescheduling my trip because I don't want to go home and get people sick while I'm sick. So that is also why I'm solo tonight, because I don't want to get Celia sick. But it feels so weird now recording without her. Celia, if you're listening, I miss you. We literally have become just so inseparable. Today she texted me and she was like, oh my gosh, I miss you so much. And I was like, same. And I literally, this sounds so drama, but I feel empty inside when we can't hang out. But I literally, it's been 2 days, but I don't know. I just really miss her, even though, I can see her from my window. So that's nice. But I wish she was here in real life. Anyway, wait, hold on. You know what? Let's call her really quickly. We'll see if she answers and she can say hi to you, because I wish she was here. Hold on. Hey, I'm recording the podcast up, and I just thought you could say hi to the podcast.
Aww. Hello.
You're on speaker. I was just saying I really wish you were here.
No, you don't understand. Obviously, I understand why you have to film alone, but I actually have FOMO. I can't wait to listen on Friday.
Yeah, I wish you were here. I was just saying I just feel a little empty inside. But
wow, how's it going?
Good. I'm 3 minutes in, so I'm gonna keep on trucking. But I'll call you later.
I'm very impressed. And Illy, everyone, talk next week.
Illy. Oh, I wish she was here. I'm so lonely. But oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get into updates. And also, I posted on my Instagram story, I'm just doing a lazy Q&A tonight because honestly, I really do not feel well. I think I just have a bad cold or something. I don't really know what the hell's going on. I just had COVID, so I don't think it can be COVID because I literally just had COVID. But I either have a flu or a cold or something. I don't know. I just feel unwell. I've been sleeping literally all day, morning through night. And so I just woke up, took Ducky for a walk, cleaned a little bit because it felt so gross. And here we are. Updates. Okay. I feel so weird doing updates without Celia, but my number one update, look, I think I'm should I be sitting in the middle of the bed for those of you watching on YouTube, because it looks a little uneven. Okay. My number one update is, look, I think the Surfer Boy saga has come to an end, and that makes me sad to say, but it's just not going anywhere. And I don't know. I think I just fantasized him a little bit too much and made him, I know we had a whole episode about fantasizing and I should have listened to that episode, but seriously, I think at the end of the day, I liked him because I thought that he was going to be this really sweet boy and pursue me, because that's how he was in the past. But he quite literally has been doing the least, and I feel I'm pursuing this man, and at this point, honestly, I feel I don't even know this man, and I have just made this whole idea of who he is in my head, and I think I need to chill out. And look, I'm bummed. We have still texted, but it's always I'm texting him first, and then I feel if it was with anyone else, I'd be no. If it was with anyone else, I'd be that's bad, that's weird. But with him, I'm no, because he's busy, and he is busy, but also you're never too busy to text someone back promptly. And he can't even make a plan. And he did warn me that he is a hard man to track down. So I don't know. he's not completely written off. Like, I don't want to completely write him off, because also he doesn't really owe me anything at this point, because aside from the time I ghosted him a year ago, we like have not hung out since. So I feel like at this point in his life, he does not owe me anything. So if we hang out and then he starts acting like, I don't know, pursuing me, then it's a whole different story. But he is away right now, and I'm just going to cut the fantasizing off with this man and like reel back, because I took it a little too far, and yeah, he's away again anyway. So I don't really know. I don't know. But on Friday night, Celia and I went out to Shellback and got like pretty drunk. We went there to watch the Celtics game, because Celia wanted to watch the Celtics game, and I am indifferent to the game. I will say, like, out of all sports, like, basketball is like the one sport I feel like I enjoy watching the most, because I actually get it. But not to the point where I wanted to just like sit at home and watch the game. So we went to Shellback and we got really drunk. And then one of my friends, who I always call from law school, who lives here, we invited him to go to dinner with us. I don't know why. And then I like paid for his dinner. He's like a friend, but he also is like, he just says some things. He used to really like me, and he still does. And I shouldn't have invited him to dinner. And then we invited him over after. Nothing happened. It was just like literally we just all hung out. But I was like telling him like the situation and how I'm like still single and like whatever. And he loves to say like the reason I'm single is because of my Instagram, because he knows me and he knows that I'm a smart girl, but to anyone else I just look like basically a whore, is what he was saying. And I was like, okay. And then he also came for like me and Celia, saying that like we were too inseparable, and I'm like and that I need to be more independent. And I was like, what? I feel like I'm very independent. I've been independent. We just live on the same property now, and it's fun. I don't know. Whole point being, he's not, I wouldn't go as far to call him, I mean, I guess he's a friend, but he's also just like, we don't really align on a lot of things. But we did go to dinner on Friday, and then yeah, I don't really. And then on Saturday, what did I do on Saturday? Saturday. Oh my gosh, we went out. Actually, it was so fun. We weren't going to go out, but Celia and I went out with one of her friends, and then her friend brought someone else, and we had gone to the beach for the day, and it was actually like the most fun night out ever. But oh, this is so bad. Now I remember. So we went to Market, which had never been before, and Celia and I've been wanting to go, and it was so fun. But I ordered a drink. I was like ordering drinks from the bartender, and I got like 2 spicy margaritas with tahini rim, and I was so impressed by like his hearing capabilities, because it was so loud in this bar, and I felt like I was talking like quiet as hell. Like, I, not on purpose, but like I just assumed he was going to ask me to repeat something, and he didn't. So then like I don't know why the hell I did this. I do not know what, like this was just word vomit. I have no idea. I just said, wow, you have the best damn hearing skills ever. And then he pointed to his hearing aid, and turns out he's deaf. And I just looked like a major asshole who was like mocking him for hearing, because he can't hear. He was reading my lips. God damn it. I'm so, but hopefully, like, I did not know. I don't know why. Of course, the one time I decided to compliment someone on their hearing skills, they're deaf. I was oh god, I cringed about that the next day for a bit. But I guess those are all my updates, and yeah, now I'm sick. So let's hop into the Q&A, because I love you so much, but I do need to go to bed because my head hurts. So we got to get into this Q&A. Surfer Boy just viewed my story, my Q&A story. I don't want the saga to be over, but I just feel like, I don't know. Okay. Would you meet up with a follower for a drink, Illy Bestie? Oh my gosh, absolutely. Seriously, when I meet you guys, it makes my day. And so many of you before have told me like, oh, I was like so nervous to say hi to you. Or like people will go on live and say like, I saw you, but I didn't say hi because I was nervous. Please say hi, because I have several friends now like that I hang out with that I have met literally just through like you coming up to me. And it's so fun because first of all, I don't have that many friends. Celia and I are looking for more friends. And like, I feel like I just never would want you to feel weird for coming up to me because you are my bestie for a reason. Like, I feel like we are here because we are connecting for a reason. And so at that point, I feel like we already know we're going to be friends because we're here right now. Does that make sense? So like, please, like, come say hi. And of course I get a drink with a bestie. It's so fun. Like, I really, really do feel like you are my besties. And I don't mean that in like a cheesy, like, I feel like every follower says that, whatever. No, like, I love you, and we would not be sitting here talking together if we weren't. Do you know what I mean? I actually, last 2 weekends ago, Celia and I met 2 besties out, and now we have like plans to have like a beach day and like do a little drinky brunch. Like, I don't know, it's just so like fun. Now we have more friends, so please come up to us because yeah, we love it. And we would absolutely get drinks with you. Did you ever grow out of the harm OCD? Loved and related to your episode on it so much. Luckily, okay, so first of all, if you don't know what harm OCD is, and I have a whole episode on this, but I, like, the way my OCD first started to present itself, where I really, like, it led me to figure out what was going on with me, was when I started having harm OCD, which I think started when I was like 12. And I was so scared that I would accidentally kill someone. And this lasted for a long time. Like, I couldn't be in a room that had knives because I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to grab the knife and stab someone. I, like, still to this day don't smoke weed because when I do, I get so like concerned I'm going to lose control of my hands and strangle someone. I would be like driving down the road, hit a stick or something, and then turn around because I was convinced it was a person. Like, and it would just keep me up at night because I literally thought I needed to be locked away because I was so scared I was going to kill someone, which if you don't have OCD sounds like really crazy and concerning, but it's really just, it's a type of OCD, and OCD is all about control. And of course, like, that is something, like, it's a fear. Like, my fear was I was going to snap and lose control. But I will say one thing that really helped me, and this is what, not just with harm OCD, but like other gross intrusive thoughts too, is like the reason that you are like stressed or bothered by those thoughts is because they don't align with you. Like, if I really wanted to kill someone and was like okay with that thought, I wouldn't like stay up all night crying because I was so scared about that. I would like just be like, oh, that's me. Like, you have like the reason that you're having these intrusive thoughts is because it's so against you and what you believe in. But I don't know if I grew out of harm OCD, but I definitely has gotten a lot better. And this is even before I went on Prozac. I think my harm OCD was like really bad from middle school to like freshman year of college. And there are still times where like it will like kind of pick up again and be there, but it's not a constant. So if you're dealing with it, I don't really know, like, it's not like it went away or I grew out of it, but I think my OCD kind of like goes in phases and waves and focuses on different things. So for a while it was harm OCD. I think, well, first was the fear of people dying, then harm OCD, then fear of people dying again, and then like a fear of like, I don't know. I wish I had like some advice on like how I got over it. It'll probably come back, and there's still bouts where I have it, but I don't deal with it as we speak. I'm more, and honestly, I was just trying to think like what OCD phase am I in right now that I'm like fixating on. And honestly, like, I definitely still have OCD every day where I do things like where I'm like, oh, if I don't do this, something's gonna happen, but it's not like constant anymore. I think the Prozac is really working. But if you have harm OCD, it's the worst, and I promise, like, you're not insane. It's the opposite of who you are. What kind of nails do you ask for when you get them done? So I go to Nail Bay on Melrose. If you live in LA, they're the best. I never leave there upset. And I do almond shape. I always do almond. I've been doing almond for like a year and a half. And I do Gel X now because for the longest time I was doing acrylic, and it's so much thicker look so much more natural and take so much longer. So now I do Gel X, and it's just like, it's so thin. It's amazing. When the first time I got it, I was like blown away. It's a little more expensive, but it lasts longer too. And I believe it's better for your nails, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, I typically do almond. Well, I've been doing the almond medium and almond long. They're like really crazy differences at the salon I go to. So the long is like so long. If you look at photos of me from last year, my nails were like literally so long. And then the medium's like pretty short. So I'll do stiletto medium, rounded out to an almond. But I wanted to get like shorter nails because I just keep breaking them, and I wanted to break. I was going to do my natural nail, and then I was like, I can't go that far. So I got short almond this time. I don't know if you can see them if you're watching on YouTube, but they feel really short to me, but it actually feels really nice. Like I can kind of do things with my hands again, but I'm an almond shaped girl all the way. Fave summer activities. Definitely just going to the beach. I love, love, love a day at the beach. This is my perfect summer day right now, and Celia and I have been doing it. So we go to the beach, and then our favorite beach across the street is this like adorable, it's not like, it's like a seafood restaurant, I guess. Like I was going to say like diner-ish, but it's like a seafood. Yeah, it's more of a seafood restaurant. It's called Reel In. I mean, it is a seafood restaurant. I don't know why I'm saying that. And so like go to the beach, tan in the morning, then walk across the street to Reel In for lunch, maybe get a Corona if I'm in the mood, because, you know, I drink Corona now, or a Bloody Mary. And then after that, go back to the beach, swim, read my book, and like stay until golden hour. Then at like 5:36, we drive home, windows down. We feel so glowy and comfy and like just had the best perfect beach day ever. And then we get home, shower, have a glass of wine, and then head down to go get dinner somewhere yummy and like in our cozy clothes. None of we're feeling like crazy, maybe go out, but like it's an unplanned going out night. Do you know what I mean? Like we're just like at dinner, and then we're like, oh, maybe we'll go get more drinks. But that is like my perfect summer day ever. I love being outside in the summer, it's been killing me being inside sick, because I'm like, it's so nice out finally. And I like do not feel like, I feel like I'm going to pass out when I go outside, not to be drama. So I've been staying inside. And I love being outside at the beach in the summer. There's like no better feeling in the world. And I cannot believe I lived so far away from the beach for so long. Not so far away, but like, I don't know why I was living in West Hollywood. I know we talk about this all the time, but I'm like, what the hell? It's so nice just living next to the beach. Like even tonight, I felt bad because Ducky, I like took him on 2 little mini walks, but usually he's like out and about all day. So I took him to the beach at like 7:50. And so the sun was setting, and it was just so nice to be able to just drive down to the beach and like throw the stick not at him, to him, and like watch the sunset over the ocean. Like it's just, there's something so peaceful and comfy about the beach. And I love swimming in the ocean. Yeah, so that's my perfect summer day. Lexapro update, please. I'm about to go on so much for the first time ever, and I'm scared but desperate. I'm on Prozac, not Lexapro, but like same thing. And it has literally, like I said earlier, like changed my life. Like there are so many things in my life right now that could be stressing me out, and like in the past, not even like could be stressing me out, like nothing extreme, but it's more like in the past, like little things would build up and I would feel so stressed and feel so out of control. And I feel like, especially with like the life I live, like a lot of it is out of my control, if you know, like does that make sense? And so, I mean, everyone's life is out of control, really. And like that would send me into crazy spirals, and like I would not be able to take it. I'd stay awake sobbing, freaking the hell out, being like, I like can't like control my life. Like I don't know what to do. I'm going to lose my mind. And I would just cry and cry and cry. And I was definitely like a little depressed too. And now I don't know how to explain it. Like I still obviously like worry, but I feel like it's more like I'm worrying about things like a normal person does now, and not like someone who has like raging anxiety. Like if I feel stressed about something, I'll like think about it, maybe feel stressed for a second, and then be like, okay, well, I won't go down like a crazy deep hole spiral and be like, this is gonna happen. And this is like, usually when I spiral before Prozac, I would just get to the worst case scenario and sit up like crying. Now I can kind of like recognize, okay, that's not likely. It's okay. I just feel like a lot more, I don't want to say like detached, but I feel more like okay with the unknown, which I think is the hardest thing for me with OCD and anxiety, is just like not knowing what's gonna happen. Now I'm just kind of like, I'm here for the ride, like whatever happens. So I know it's scary getting on anxiety meds. I took so long to get on them because I was scared to, but it just like, there's no reason to be making life so hard and like living in such a state of anxiety and like depression when you don't have to. And these meds were made for a reason, and like I am just so grateful that I'm on them, and I cannot like recommend more if you are struggling. Depression, anxiety, whatever you're dealing with, like it's literally a chemical imbalance in your brain, and the medication, okay, don't quote me on the science of this, but I believe it balances the chemicals. I don't want to be quoted on that, but it does something. My whole point being, it's like a really good move to go on medication if you feel like you need to go on medication. And for the longest time I was like, I don't need to, but I definitely did need to, and I feel so good now. How do you manage the Sunday scaries, bestie? My anxiety is always so bad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, speaking of anxiety, Sunday scaries are the worst, especially if you did something like really embarrassing the night before. It's, oh God. I've had some really brutal Sundays, but I think my like best way to tackle a Sunday scary day is like, I feel like tell me if you feel this way, like the hangover is one thing, like the physical hangover, but what I struggle with most is like the moral hangover, where I'm just like, holy shit, like I am like the worst person ever. Like I'm so hungover. I'm like such a loser. Like, why did I do this? I'm cringing about something I did, and I just feel like so ashamed. I don't know if like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm just weird, but like I have such like an intense feeling of shame when I'm hungover, especially on a Sunday. And so to make me like, to kind of combat that shame, I force myself, if I'm capable of doing so and I'm not like too hungover, I force myself to clean my home and space and take like a long shower and then get something yummy to eat and like read a book or watch a show and go to bed early. Because the act of like cleaning, like I usually am not in like the state where I can go for a walk or do something like that, but usually I can get myself to clean up a little bit at least and clean myself, like shower, which makes me feel so much less anxious, because then I feel like, okay, I did something. I don't know if that makes sense, but that really helps me cleaning. But also I'm like a control freak, so I don't really know. But also going outside, just in general, if you're feeling anxious, make yourself like go sit outside for a second, because everything feels so much less deep when you just go sit outside. Ghosted for 3 days, then he just picked up the convo like nothing. Do I ghost back now? I feel like I need more info on this, bestie, because like I don't know, like I feel like, does it really count as ghosting? It really depends on the situation, because like my gut is to say like he didn't ghost you if he's talking in 3 days, but did he have a reason why he wasn't talking to you? And like, is this going from a pattern where you were talking every single day? I feel like whatever the reason is, I am so over playing games with people. Like I just think there's literally no point to it. I know you're supposed to play the cool girl, and like if they ghost you, like ghost back, whatever, but I'm so over that. And I just think that whoever your right person is, like you won't have to play games with them, and nothing will ruin it. And I think it's like, I've just learned the hard way, like playing the cool girl like just never goes well, because then they think you're totally fine just like hooking up. Cue my last situationship that I was depressed over for like a year and a half. Anyway, so I think just like literally be honest and be like, why did you ghost me? Like that upset me. I just think honesty is the best policy at this point, because it's good to voice how you're feeling, and then if they're your person, they're going to be like, I'm so sorry, like this is why I did that. Or like if they're not, then they're not going to care, and then you move on, because you don't want to be with someone who doesn't care if they upset you. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at there. I think you should just say, why'd you ghost me? Or hit him with a phone call. Maybe don't say like, why did you ghost me? That's a bit aggressive, but like hit him with a phone call. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Okay, so in 10 years, I will be almost 37. Oh my God. Okay, in 10 years, I hope to be living in a house on the beach. And oh my gosh, I can listen to this in 10 years from now. How fun. I hope to be living in a house on the beach, married to the love of my life. And I'd like to still be in Southern California, but my parents, I want them to live here too, or else I'm moving back to the East Coast. So I'd like to get a guest house on my beach house property where my parents live. I would be thrilled. And I want to have, I think I only want 2 kids now. So I want 2 kids, and I want my first kid like next year. We'll see if that happens. So that means that I'll have like a 10-year-old and like a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old. And I, at that point, want to be like my main thing just being my podcast. I don't know if I'll still be doing YouTube when I'm 37, but I really don't see myself like ever stopping. The only thing I really see myself stopping one day is TikTok. I hope in 10 years, like I'm at the point where I don't feel like attached to TikTok anymore. Like I've said, I'm so grateful for it, but it's just so bad for my mental health, and it feels really nice like kind of detaching myself from it. So I hope that like I've grown this podcast with Celia to a point where it's so big that like we have a whole, I don't know, like it's like it's like our number one stream of income, and like we just have like a whole brand based off that. I would love that. So I hope that this podcast is still successful, and I hope that I'm able to like evolve and grow into like the social media career I'm in right now, because I've talked about this before like several times, but it always scares me with this career. Like you're dependent on people liking you and thinking you're relevant, and like it's so easy to fall off or feel like you're falling off or feel like you're in your flop era. Like I've been really going through that, so it's like just a scary thing. So I hope that like I'm able to keep this career going and I don't like let go of it and lose it. Unless anything like major changes, I really do not want to be a lawyer. Like I love my life and the way I've made it, and I do not want a different life. So I hope that I'm able to keep this going and keep my brand going and evolve with it. And I also hope I just have like just inner peace and like happiness, and I just want to be like comfy and comfortable with myself and in like a happy relationship where I feel like actually cared for and loved, hopefully, because it will be my husband. And yeah, I just want like a peaceful life. Like I want a peaceful, simple life. I used to think like even recently like, oh, I want to get like so much fame and like be like so loaded and like all this stuff, and like obviously that still like would be nice, and I'm not saying like I'm stopping trying to like grow myself in all aspects, but I just realized like all I really want now is to be happy. I know it sounds like ugh, but like all I really want is to be happy and be in love and like have someone to come home to and eat dinner with and like go to the beach and go on walks with and read my book. Like I hope I'm happy in 10 years, and I hope I'm married in 10 years with kids, or else I'm like going to be unhappy. How to make a move on a man without cringing so hard. Haven't met him in person yet. My favorite text that I sent recently was, it all boils down to the fact that I want you, and it was received very well. I think sending like a fun little text like that, yeah, it's a little crazy and it makes you a little uncomfortable and you may cringe. And if they don't respond, as we know, I've sent a selfie to someone before when they did not respond to it. So sometimes you're not going to get responded to, but I think just put yourself out there and put your phone on do not disturb after you send it. That's what I do. Or like put it on a little bit before so they don't think you put your phone on do not disturb just because you sent the message. But and then just like don't look at your phone for a bit. And if they respond, it's awesome, and if they don't, then you cringe for maybe like a week most, and then you're over it. I mean, I still cringe about the selfie I sent, but okay. I'm also sick. I guess what I'm wondering is, how do you take care of you? Because my mom is right now LO. I do not know what LO means, bestie, but in terms of like taking care of myself when I'm sick as someone living alone, if maybe that's what you meant. This is probably like not, I have like a really bad trait of like I feel guilty when I like chill, and when I'm sick, I feel like I need to be doing things. So I've been trying to like this time around being sick, like just let my body rest. But one thing that really helps me feel better is having like a clean space. So the first 2 days of being sick, I've rotted in bed. I've ordered food. I've been like just like eating whatever the hell I want, reading books, sitting, doing nothing, taking NyQuil. And then now that it's like the evening of day 2, I like got the energy. Oh, if you notice, and you're watching on YouTube, I don't have like any bedding on my bed right now. I put all my sheets in the wash because I think like the best feeling when you're sick is to have a clean space, and I really feel like you get better faster if you clean your space. So I just went around and disinfected everything, vacuum, my sheets are in the wash, and I'm going to take some NyQuil and just try to sleep it off. I've just been really like sleeping a ton, and I am starting to feel better, so I'm hoping by tomorrow I feel better. But yeah, just like read, order food, or like make cans of soup if you have soup, and just like let your body rest. That's one thing I'm really bad about, but I'm trying to work on. Okay, bestie, I am so tired. I was going to try to keep this Q&A going a bit longer, but I feel like I am just tuckering out. I feel very unwell right now. So I'm going to go, but I will make it up to you next week with an extra long episode. And Celia will be back, and it will be great. But I'm going to go to bed, take some NyQuil, because yeah, I need to sleep. I don't feel well. But I love you, and I will see you next week. Oh, and remember to send in your confessions to confessionswithease@gmail.com. I'm going to wait until next week to do a confession because it would feel wrong doing it without Celia. But okay. Love you. See you next week.